Ebushabo ahaye Gisrius, Mema Ubibia Aquama, Ahadia, Laters and Hot Goose, Aqua, Eramede, Bremo. Anuti, se wujan subscribe ya, Bomodia se over subscribe to channel, Sanse Hadia, Laters, Hot Goose, Aqua, Eramede, Bremo. Yobayan se over clicky, the subscribe button. Now, what barely notification, we understand you video, be uploaded when the first person I would say, Ebeka, yes, I video, a few we are now, like video, give us a thumbs up, nothing. Share my offer for so now when you be here now who and someone so I will gana memoir. I feel you share a year and someone abeto yep no so a year Albans man of Bagbin a year speaker of parliament after I was suspending a year parliament I would declare no semi a year and sincerely a year were granted a year interview and listen for attribute and come on my year the president and I don't Kwaku for the ones and send appeal. Now, Mubaka, the president, now do Akufo Addo say, or handOver power, net or handOver power. No, Sansem no kind a speaker about a reply. No, I don't know what they say. Akufo Addo this had to me. No, now, not say about the 2 piano or no, let's say a empty boast. Let's say a year and the president, and I do Akufo Addo this sensible every 2 piano. When this had to be so Becca say, or handOver power, and or handOver power. Then, no, speaker, Albans, man of Bagbin Replies, and some good one are at the here. The president Nana Akufo Addo and Tentemara Yako Nakachi Ekuti and Sebibia a Corso Abraya Sector for Atutunano Itia and 7.
Particularly His Excellency the President, who started politics at a very early age because of his parenthood, and who was an activist in the CPP party, grew up to be the president of Kwame Youth Forum, and after the 1966 election, joined the United Party, Progress Party, now MPP, to come out after all that experience, a legal luminary, to say such a thing. That is inciting people to violence.
Okay.
That even if we lost the election, we will not hand over. We will do all we can to hold on to power. That is unacceptable. I was really shocked to hear that, because His Excellency the President knows that the power he's holding is not his. It's for the people, particularly the voters. And the people voted and gave him that power. Once they vote you out, he even is ending his 8 years period. At the 6th of January 2025, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo Addo has no such power. He knows that if he orders the CDS on the 7th of January 1992 to do anything, he will not do it.
My understanding of what you're saying, really,
he has no such power, so it's just an empty boast. Brutum fulmin. He cannot. He will not have that power. It's a person that the people have now voted for that have been given the power. And though the people looking at that person, not him. So either is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or His Excellency Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia.
You do not think
so
that
those are the people that will have power, and those are the people that Ghanaians will now be listening to, not to him. So he has nothing, not even an empty shell. What we do is just a ceremony to show that power has now shifted from the former to the newly elected person.
You do not think that those comments were deep expressions of, I really wish that Bawumia would take over the reins of power from me?
You just said it. What prevented him from using that same language? It's my wish that MPP should win the elections and Bawumia will take over from me. But if you go and say categorically, I will not hand over power, as if the power is still in your hands. But by that time, it's not in his hands.
You just gave his history there, where he started from before he even became president.
Yeah.
Would you say that that comment was irresponsible, and he's repeated it?
Well, His Excellency knows better. You know, in mature democracies, they will take actions more down. what we will do. That would have soiled all his records as a politician, you know, and all those descriptions people make of him in terms of law and the defense of human rights or the media, and also his record as a president. This cancels out all. It doesn't show that he's a Democrat and that he believes in multi-party democracy.
If I hear what you're saying, you were disappointed when you heard that.
Very, in fact, I was shocked. Was at least expected His Excellency to say such a thing.
But in addition to that, you just brought to the fore again a statement made by Bryan Agyapong, and he's repeated it. He's a member of parliament, a parliament you oversee. Have you done anything about it? How do you see that, first of all?
Bryan Agyapong is scarcely in parliament. You see, that is another thing that we have to do. You see, political leadership is a different ball game. You just don't trust untried and untested hands straight from birth into leadership position.
How do you
They
mean?
have to be groomed. They have to be tutored. They have to be mentored. They have to grow to it. They must have hands-on experience. And so the system we are running is a system that is damaging the growth of this country.
Bryan doesn't
Where
have the
peop-
experience.
Where? In politics? Zero. He just elected as a member of parliament and is made a cabinet minister. He has no knowledge about the public sector, about governance, about politics, and he is now going to lead the whole sector. He has never handled such power before, and therefore they think that they are the alpha and the omega.
So you think that's what's influencing how he's behaving?
Not only him, a number of our people in politics now. You know, as they grow, they will learn that what they did were wrong. And they were really undermining their own authority and relevance.
Won't it be too late?
Very late, and that's one of the causes of our underdevelopment. Many countries, many countries who have made it have taken the time to evolve. And the evolution is not only about systems, it's also about human beings. And so we just don't take those decisions lightly. That you're given the opportunity to lead the country. If you want to bring up, definitely there's growth, there's replacement. We must always go with the youth. We must go with everybody. But you give them the position to grow. Okay? Once you keep on just cutting corners and doing what is happening now, we can never develop as a nation.
We can never develop as a nation, you say. We are talking about inflammatory comments and languages, or language ahead of this year's general election. And I know that you also heard the bit said by the former president, John Mahama, who is leading the opposition NDC, when he said, and he said it a number of times as well, that we will make sure that this election is not stolen, and this time we are not going to court. How did you understand this comment?
The first part deals with vigilance and ensuring that the right thing is done. That this time around, what happened in 2020, where brute force was used at some stations to take away the decision of the people, we will not allow that to happen again. Which meant that there's a loss of trust in the process and in the Electoral Commission. And so if the Electoral Commission is not going to take up the mantle together with the other stakeholders, particularly the security agencies, led by the Ghana Police Service. And note, it is not Ghana Police Force. It is Ghana Police Service. And they are to deal with the maintenance of law and order. And you don't just maintain law and order by force. No, that is not it. But unfortunately, that is where we are. And they are the key institution to maintain law and order. The military has no business when we are doing elections to be present until law and order breaks down and they are called in.
So you want them to stay off?
Completely. I have stated it a number of times that we would not want to see our military moving around. They have to be at positions that they could be called to intervene when the need arises. But
already you know that the military have been deployed. I mean, officials have been deployed to border towns to enforce even this ban on exportation of the country's grains because of the drought in 7 regions of the country.
That is catastrophic and a complete exaggeration of the situation, just to create a platform to go in for a facility. And who knows how that facility will be applied. That is my honest view.
What do you mean by facility?
A credit facility in terms of money or in terms of food items. Is that kind of thing?
The NDC thinks it's an attempt to intimidate voters around that place.
You see, people really don't understand the situation we are in. The Ghanaian voter can no longer be intimidated. We saw what happened in Kenya. We saw what happened in Nigeria. Ghana is not immune to it. I was a young man in Legon during the regime of President General Kwabena Agyapong. And that was the time they brought in the MOWACs to support the police. They were blue in color. We faced the MOWACs with our bodies, not even with sticks, empty hands. Some of us were killed, but we fought and managed to turn this country to democratic Ghana. The people are not afraid of the military. How many are they in this country? How many are the people? How many bullets do they have? How many were they killed? How many of them will survive? We've seen it before from country to country. So if there's any intention of using the military to threaten and intimidate the voter, they better think twice.
I've just received a memo. Memo when the NPP caucus in Parliament and a petition speaker Alban Bagbin say on recall Parliament. Now it's a memo to the Right Honourable Speaker from the second Deputy Majority Chief Whip. It's dated 22nd October 2024. That is ENRA. Subjectly, a notice of meeting by request under Article 1123 and Order 53 of the Standing Orders. And Mijidisana Mumbi Brina Atete Ansha na the NPP caucus in Parliament would want to recall Parliament through the Speaker. Na akoye basisiano yensa aka memo officially from the second Deputy Majority Chief Whip to the Speaker of Parliament. And I will go through the memo for you. Namu nyinamo hu said eniyoma esi echo. And as I read no, so opese hu a over Facebook and YouTube Bengazi masendo memo no fato so na amanfo into me. And you can join us as we go through this memo. Almost a Right Honourable Speaker, respectfully on behalf of myself and the requisite number of members of Parliament from the Majority Caucus, I have the honor to address you on a matter of utmost national importance. In accordance with Article 1123 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, 1992, and Standing Order 53 of the Parliament of Ghana, we hereby formally request a meeting of Parliament. The signatories of members making this request are hereto attached. Now, then he moves on to legal basis for the request. To ensure clarity and emphasize the legal foundation of this request, we respectfully draw your attention to the following provisions presented in order of constitutional and procedural hierarchy. Article 1123 of the 1992 Constitution, which states, quote, notwithstanding any other provisions of this article, 15% of members of Parliament may request a meeting of Parliament, and the Speaker shall, within 7 days after the receipt of the request, summon Parliament. 2. Standing Order 53.1 reiterate, quote, despite any other provisions, 15% of the members of Parliament may request a meeting of Parliament, and the Speaker shall, within 7 days after the receipt of the request, summon Parliament. It would mean the order in the Standing Orders, no, it taking inspiration from the article in the Constitution 1123. On the third point, that's the legal basis, no. Standing Order 53.2 further stipulates Parliament shall convene within 7 days after the issuance of the notice of summons. Okay. Inti Speaker no was 7 days. Or the befre Parliament. And say offer Parliament and so the entire Parliament would have to convene within 7 days after say issuance of a notice of summons. Speaker amas a notice of summons, no, within 7 days of say Parliament issue. Number 4, Standing Order 57.3 provides, quote, the Speaker may summon a sitting of the House before the date or time to which the House has been adjourned, or at any date or time after the House has been adjourned sine die. Number 5, Standing Order 58.4 states, the Speaker shall summon Parliament within a period determined by the Speaker, and the requirement for a 14-day notice shall not apply where there is an emergency. And the legal basis for wanting to recall Parliament, no, why do they want to recall Parliament? Urgent matters for consideration. Or see, we respectfully request that upon recall of the House, the following urgent government business be deliberated upon and transacted, including any other business that comes before the House. Into the urgent government business, so number 1, I'm going to say request for tax exemptions for designated beneficiaries under the One District, One Factory program. Number 2, Ghana Financial Stability Fund, an international development association facility of $250 million. And number 3, bills. Bills, no say Environmental Protection Agency Bill 2024, Social Protection Bill 2023, Customs Amendment Bill 2024, Budget Bill 2023, Ghana Boundary Commission Bill 2023, and an Interstate Succession Bill 2022. Then they move to the context and justification. As Mr. Speaker may recall, Parliament had adjourned sine die on Tuesday, 22nd October 2024, without any explanation to the circumstance leading to the adjournment. You may also recall that at conclave, you confirmed the service of a Supreme Court order, which was explicit at the time the above stated items had been advertised and scheduled to be carried. We wish to emphasize that this request is made in utmost good faith and in the national interest to enable the government to discharge its constitutional and democratic obligations to the people of Ghana. The matters outlined herein are of pressing importance and require the urgent attention of Parliament. In the request for action, almost considering the constitutional and statutory provisions cited above, and in the exercise of our rights as members of Parliament, we respectfully urge you to summon Parliament for a meeting within the stipulated 7-day period. We stand ready to provide any additional information or clarification that may be required and look forward to your favorable consideration of this request. Respectfully submitted. And Sawoko Parliament, the second Deputy Majority Chief Whip, Honorable Alexander Jonobua Tete, or NPP MP for the people of Seshi, Akontombra. Honorable Akwabe Kosi saying Suni.
Be part of the Zuminia.
Apomi a dear.
But on Yamna don't know Paibo, what to mean can do as a body at
Okay. Now, Ubetma confirm ya my say one otchere letter on behalf of the majority caucus to Parliament. A memo actually say Mopese or recall Parliament to attend to some urgent matters. One otchere. Okay. I found this portion of the letter a bit curious. Say Speaker Air Johnny Parliament Sini Dieno wama any explanation to the circumstance leading to the adjournment. Is that you recall so make a point bisa?
Yes.
I didn't hear.
Netiere se mame fasa kwenya wezi na me na wase na me nche watiefo. Se utie ya eno ane na wotwe na speaker efre se yemna parliament na yemenye adwuma mfa mo man no. Na ye bae no ne yawoden ma se blanda ne mu na no na minority leader raise statement ewo ordinance 3-1 an urgent statement draw speaker attention won yema bia na onu fees as a speaker but before then na Haruna the petition akwa speaker we order 99 na chere petitioner as a nipa ntimideko nti Haruna process no speaker niso na minority leader na dey mum na speaker urgent statement no ma make comment on it we on the rules say 4 seats no are vacant and your leader and say the court and the Supreme Court and my order say Parliament another speaker you know what the crescent seat no 4 year vacant no on stay on execution now on members of Parliament ni perform Aremeyaw Anas kopin say on be determine asem no and it na no na ye buy no your court concrete no speaker can say ne saka Supreme Court order no na obaba be make ni statement but before then no munyina mogitum say your court sitting no ye majority side indikan ko tran be e wo no and this for no buy no e ba be jijim konwa no ne yi no mo keka konwa na bom ye nsori ne the leadership of your court concrete no speaker can say or be making a statement am a leader can say na Sabria and this for now call occupy baby a trano. They no bezo capture leadership. So na be you go win that any day. And Oyan say I need you to me and come back or ban all make statement. And no be make statement is based on Supreme Court order and then the way Parliament and NCINT you know urgency needly. And I don't think that this is an explanation as a speaker at the Mayani because by say Baba be juma Nyama yestiti ewo mumu no masande de akwa komana ewia nti biza anazaneti
yeah but say utie speaker nso year or kind say and mind you say after say mukosia or conclave no more members of the majority no more parliament who be you left echo tnamo offices in the time a speaker ebe making a statement no na enya de amowo and speaker made the point say as per members of parliament present, no, or more quorum to conduct business, but no quorum to make decisions based on which or journey parliament sinidie. It is a way near explanation enough. What else were you expecting him to say?
Yeah, Obi Amor, near Mr. and the tenant say, concrete no your coin, also Mishas and me preamble and me can say, Anopana, about 8 o'clock, no, your coach chamber on your majority chief with another play, any deacon with chamber. And I mean, Honorable Habib. Yen na kokotna, baby, a majority side a trano. Ya koyeno. Na ya kunyanan, baby, a training in a never hope pepe. Almost the same bibia because over parliamentar. On the right side of the speaker, no, a majority, no. And MPB or 2 will be ano. Oh, a year ball, Wakunyano, with table. No, sorry now, Kasa. Big scheme nature within no membership and as a conference representative. No money. Yeah, got now when this one buy no. And I'm coaching on leadership in Kunyana war front no. Everybody can hear the and one about better now. And members need be by and chairman sorry na ko try side no because the majority. Yes, no. Yeah no. Until the speaker ababa be rules e na mo majority no. Yeah I'm sorry nko. Nti leader ebe wura inside no here the way na na man siko no. And oya say yempi on peggy because of them lady and I some know what they are court in the entrance speaker now or head of the institution beba now I can be the atre and a press conference by office. And check for 10 minutes, and no friends of leadership, and a quiet. Your quiet speaker council when ya Supreme Court order, no Bobby make a statement on it. And now, your leader, Afenyo Markins, and say, Sabre, and this one occupy your prison. Yen to me in corner no mungo yigidi and so no yakwa kwotna other side and kwotna maybe omotie no. Nti speaking my order say leadership no mo kwa munko katra members no obi ankwotna baby otie. Speaker an kan hwe an tell say one dey obi making a statement. And na leader kan wo ho say and the basa na ye no yentimi kwotna other side no. Yentimi kwotna baby and this one so be occupy we ho no. Ti ye kwa your offices no money rule ni wie na say ye ba chamber na ye be transact government business Yabeba, and Nuntina, am I ever try your offices? And into no, I don't know the day, no. Say, tell me, I acquire any one raise quorum at the year, and I that more material moment, no, and yet, dear, no more take the major decision. Now we expect and say, Speaker, I can say, sir, later now, what is the Supreme Court state of execution, obey maintaining Nankayamra Mayor, one kind of our journey, a house in the Sinidly. And I don't know the day no you be abanya juma de amano e pe niema ya list no and into na ya request say yensamra parliament because constitution in my kwan say nya nipa 15% I bet me recall parliament back. That is why through my leadership on my authority to do that.
Yeah, but Sisiano said ya can I mean based on someone the requisite amount of signatories no and as a number of signatories no mubetimi I'm a speaker I recall it parliament but when parliament comes back na said yeah we leader I catch you speaker and say basse say wamamo ankwa ankotena baby e wose motena na enya de amobeba parliament aba be ye adwuma say moba back na still ade esi ye ne san esi biewa eden na mobe
Obiamo wadaruma mijiri se process no Supreme Court
honorable me pacho Obiamo ya colleague of parliament
sorry Obi
me did Obi yes
sorry na me promote na da to be MP Obi pacho me ne say Supreme Court e can say speaker and parliament as an institution no omo respond famra Friday
yes
na asem no omuni
yes
already yes, standing order 53 no, and your constitution article 112 no 3 na, or say you the letter no within 7 days no, as a speaker head.
Assembly Parliament.
A back and finance say and there the akono. It's now to next week no. You name say Supreme Court. So before the Supreme Court be na sem no. Na BBA settled down. And into na ya say process na say and next na be ya. Supreme Court SN process na say Friday even next week no ye nim say Supreme Court so no ebedi assembly in terms na be ya ye betimi aba back aba be parliament because when na e buy no obi nanka ye was just 3 weeks to go back to our various conferences nanka 8 parliament ye ba bi mu around jebe January 6 no na anka ye dissolve 8 parliament na e ba sa na until minim say within 7 days now speaker be for back no na Supreme Court so no every assembly no
yeah so the challenge with the Ken is Supreme Court in fact timetable be my on when umbedi assembly and nobody can predict a bit rabba so almost start here ebio munya enwie nti ano yentimi nka with certainty say umbetimi awia munya kwan akwa ye modwuma no number 1 number 2 so when say mo boycott parliamentary sitting enra nunti parliament entimi am form a quorum to make decisions. Why do you think there's a speaker recall a parliament based on more request we are NDC caucus as a minority for no omudo moment na wana muntimi nya adwuma so omo be boycott ana
megidi say over your constitution ma opezo take major decision 275 MPs na ze onya 175.5 inti yeni one yeni nipa half the 138 now we can transact business because Supreme Court now ma order say judgment and not a statement now speaker make as a 4 seats in what they can vacant no who do on yeah the year no be we a lawyer at the end of the day no oma fraud to the bar and say Supreme Court the course of Ghana ama order Say Niawaka no, hold on. Nama members of parliament for no enyo omojuma. Ye die ye will be a dish lasso. And ye nim say this is equally omidim lasso. Esan say ye nyina no, yes a constitution ase. And a constitution na ama a Supreme Court 2 minutes say about in terms of interpretation of the law. As a somo and a teacher ni. And nintina yam pese e be create basabasa our parliament no. Ye and say the court na ye buy any real situation na ekono. Na expect say speaker ba obe pronounce adewe. But on what dia tum say when your court processes no. And I don't know the days record the house. Speaker had the be because or a lawyer and what trap parliament. Better 32 years as a woman in a democracy for republic.
You're waiting for waiting and some year Abbas Manu Bagbin a speaker of parliament what they and Simbi Atuga, yes, some of the president and I would have Kwaku Addo Simbi Akano and when I was baby na wada and Simbi go na Eddie. Because just so and our head on. So we can subscribe to Bawumia say or subscribe to channel. Now feel well like video, like the video, and share my offer for so now we be here. Sanse Hadia later and hot news. Bremo. Also, betting share what you have for some way now. I will comment boxing Mobati in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.